They show up shooting, huh? Okay. Lie detectors. I've never seen that. I guess they're talking about a polygraph, but it said lie detectors. They think the FBI jumps up and you just jump out, you go chase somebody or whatever, but there's so much planning that goes into what you do. This video we're gonna watch is clips of Grand Theft Auto. I'm excited to watch this one. Never been a criminal for much of my life, but we'll see how interesting this one turns out to be. Here we go.
FIB, what are these clowns doing?
They show up shooting, huh? Okay, that's a little different. It's pretty well known that, at least within the FBI, that they don't show up shooting. It's the last thing you want to do. It's like a last resort kind of thing. The FBI would probably show up a little bit more subtle, probably unmarked vehicles, no lights. You want to keep that element of surprise. Once they hear horns and sirens now, they're alert to you coming, so you just lost that element.
Yeah, Trevor cool, dog.
Michael can't do it. Trevor won't let him near.
The FBI plates wouldn't have exempt on them like that. It's usually just a regular plate, but it's a nice duplicate there, nice attempt at it. If you have a plate that says exempt, then the bad guys know that there's something up with that car, so you're tipping them off already when you drive up. They know it's a G-ride. Some nice weapons there. I've never done that out of a G-ride before. Give me somebody to sing it. A little car chase going on. So usually there'll be more agents than that, that's for sure. FBI, most government agencies like to have the numbers. So if you're going after 2 or 3 guys, they're going to have like 15, 20 guys. It'd probably be like 7 guys or gals for every bad guy. Some high-speed driving, so use a lot of cones so you can slalom or maneuver through the cones, make some quick decisions, that kind of thing. From an FBI perspective, most of it is reactive. Like the FBI is very big on not being the aggressor. But if it's to save life or serious bodily injury, then, you know, they have certain techniques at their disposal. I don't know who would be out in the middle of the street with no cover or concealment shooting, so they need to find some cover really quickly there. Own training and the instructors there, the techniques that they utilize within the curriculum probably came from a variety of sources. None of it is exclusive to the FBI, so they probably pulled it from best practices with other organizations or agencies. Lie detectors. I've never seen that. I guess they're talking about a polygraph, but it said lie detectors. It's not admissible in court, so it has a limited scope that is utilized in. I'm impressed with the badge though. That badge, that's a real badge. The shape of it and the look of it looks pretty authentic. That's pretty cool. The FBI's version of like a Navy SEAL team is Hostage Response Team, HRT, and they're very high speed. They may jump out of helicopters. They may do some really high-tech stuff. They're like the FBI's version of the Navy SEALs.
Come on, Frank. Let's go, buddy. You got it. It's locked. I'm setting a charge.
First of all, they would have a perimeter security, so it'd be tough enough just to get through that. Once you got inside, you'd probably encounter a little bit more resistance than they're encountering on the inside. So it'd be pretty hard to get as far as they're getting inside the building and that kind of thing. And not only that, if that building has 50 agents in it, now you got 50 agents that are looking to put a threat down coming towards you at this point. So there'll be a lot of resistance. And what a lot of people don't realize is like everything that the FBI does when it comes to computer intrusion or any type of intrusion has to be court authorized, and it's monitored, and it's for a very small period of time. And if you need to go beyond that time, you have to get approval again. Like it's a painstaking process. So they'll make it look like the FBI can just do all this stuff, but the FBI doesn't do anything a judge doesn't give them the authority to do. And even then, it's for a limited scope, and you only look at what you need. And if you don't see what you need, then you lose your access. So it's very narrow in scope. Are they supposed to still be in the FBI building? If something like this happened, the locals would probably assist. If somebody did break into the FBI building like they depicted, the first response would be FBI agents. But if it started expanding beyond that building, then you have state police, you have the locals, you have a little bit of everybody involved in it at this point. The locals, they have the equipment to deal with this. This is what they deal with every day, whereas the FBI, not so much. So the locals are prepared to meet this kind of a threat where a person is driving a car, they're jumping out with guns. That's pretty funny. Oh, he's got that punch now. He's got that 1-2. Where are the black guys? Why is it all white guys? What's up with that? They're not bulky enough. I don't think any of them have on vests. And you'd never be out doing that kind of stuff without a vest on. I hope they bulk them up and give them a vest to wear. It's like Techno Bowl GTA or something. Throwback. Oh wow, look at that. They got the shades on. It's like George Lopez or somebody. I don't know where those light blue hats came from. Got the shades on. Walking out in the open with the long guard. He's a horrible shot. If he has not taken that guy down at this point, he's a very horrible shot. I guess this when the badges started to look a little real. Had a little standoff here. So a good teaching point there. He shot him in the knee. FBI shoots center mass. Your objective is to stop the threat. You stop the threat with one bullet, you stop them with one. If it takes five, you shoot five. You stop the threat, but you shoot center mass every time. You never shoot at the leg. Those guys need some cardio. They need to work out. Like, oh my goodness. For trainees at the FBI Academy, they do a lot of physical training. So you got trainees that are training to become agents. They do a lot of training. Once you become an agent, the requirement is a physical fitness test once a year. And that test consists of push-ups, sit-ups, a 300-meter sprint, and a mile-and-a-half run. And it's based on your age. So like 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And you have time requirements. So now the average agent works out a lot more than that. You have some pretty studly guys and gals out there to do a lot of great things and keep up a pretty robust regimen. In my opinion, there are a lot of misconceptions. I think the public thinks like maybe it's depicted on TV shows, which are not very authentic to what the FBI really does. Most of them are not. They think the FBI jumps up and you just jump out, you go chase somebody or whatever, but there's so much planning that goes into what you do. Yeah, if you know you're going to arrest someone, then you're gonna meet, your team is gonna assemble, you're gonna have a briefing, everybody's gonna have a job to do. They'll do a back brief so you know exactly what your job is. Maybe your job is being one of the people to go through the front door. Maybe you're on the perimeter providing security. So everybody has a job. You know where the nearest hospital is. You know where the nearest trauma center is. As far as weapons, I always have my sidearm, which was a Glock 22 at the time, 40 caliber weapon. And I usually have a M16, AR-15 type weapon, M4. I have one of those on standby as well. And some people have shotguns. So usually you try to have a mixture of things. And the hope is that you never have to fire one single bullet. But if it does come to that, then you have all the firepower that you need to take the bad guy down, meaning get them in cuffs, not necessarily kill them. If the person ends up deceased, then hopefully that was the only option at the time, or when you applied deadly force, it resulted in that person's death. It wasn't necessarily you were trying to kill that person. It'd be great if you could walk up to them and just say, hey, put your hands behind your back. You're under FBI, you're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back, cuff them, take them in. That's what you hope for. So most agents, they have to qualify quarterly with the handgun, and yearly they qualify with an M4 and the shotgun. So those are the primary weapons that they utilize.
To the right, man.
That was the Grand Theft Auto game. Again, the badges look pretty good. I kind of like the jackets as well. The FBI jackets are kind of authentic, same color with FBI on them. So that was pretty cool. If you like these kind of videos, please check out Gameology on YouTube and Facebook. Have a good day. There are some times when law enforcement absolutely have to shoot first. Your job is to protect death of people and serious bodily injury. And if you see that's about to happen, then maybe somebody's about to hit somebody with a car, you may have to utilize your weapon at that point.